Hi, I'm Melissa, and today I'm going to share 3 of my favorite affordable, budget-friendly fingering weight yarns with you. Now, if you're like me, I used to be intimidated by fingering weight yarn because I thought my projects would take too long because the yarn is thinner than what I was used to working with. But that's not the case. I love working with fingering weight yarn because it's light and you end up with the prettiest drape in your projects. Now, before we get into the yarns, I want to tell you that my friends at WeCrochet provided all the yarn in this video and sponsored the video so I could share these favorites with you today. You're going to see tweeds, tonals, solids, speckles, so many different colorway options, and before you get too excited or intimidated with what to make, don't worry. At the end of this video, I'm going to have some pattern ideas for you and a couple of designs that I've created with fingering weight yarn. So before we jump in, I also want to let you know that I've got a blog post with all the information for these yarns in the description box, so you can check that out as well. Now let's jump into the yarn. The first yarn I'm going to show you is Pallet. Pallet is made of 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and this is one of those beautiful, authentic wools, but it's not super stiff or scratchy. It has a really nice softness to it, and I love that about this yarn. One thing I will tell you about working with Pallet is that this yarn is hand wash only. So keep in mind when you're choosing a project for this yarn that you'll want to make sure that you're willing to hand wash this yarn and lay it flat to dry. Now this 50-gram ball has 231 yards, which is pretty good considering it comes in this cute little ball, so you don't need a Swift or a ball winder or anything like that to use it. The best thing about Pallet is that it comes in 150 colors. You can see in this skein that it's gorgeous heathered colors. You can see the beautiful ply texture, but think of how many different projects you can make with 150 colors that this yarn comes in. No matter what color you're looking for, you're going to be able to find the perfect shade with Pallet yarn. Now let me show you a swatch. I used a 4mm hook for this swatch and just used plain old half double crochet, which is one of my favorite stitches. You can see how beautiful those stitches look, how gorgeous the heathered texture of the yarn is, and just overall, I think this yarn would be perfect for so many different projects. It's lightweight, it's cozy, and it's gonna wear beautifully for years to come. Next up is Hawthorne. Hawthorne is made of 80% superwash fine Highland wool and 20% polyamide, which is essentially nylon. This yarn has 100-gram hanks with 357 yards per hank. It's machine wash gentle and tumble dry low, so it's easy care for a variety of different projects. Now let's talk about the colors for Hawthorne. This one that I'm holding is one of the kettle colors, so you'll notice it has that beautiful hand-painted look, a little bit of variegation throughout the colorway, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Hawthorne also comes in speckled yarns like I have here, and it even comes in tonals and multicolors. Now my personal favorite I think has to be this one, but what I love about Hawthorne is that the colors play beautifully together so you can mix and match them for different projects. Now let's look at a swatch. Now, as we look at this swatch, I wanted to also share with you that Hawthorne comes in a hank. So what that means is when the yarn comes like this, you'll have to wind it up before you use it. You can do that by hand, or I've used my ball winder and Swift to make it into a cake like this, which is so easy and so nice to use. I'll actually link my favorite one in the description box if you want to check that out. But just keep that in mind as you look at yarns like Hawthorne that you'll have to wind it up yourself or use a ball winder and Swift to get it into a cake like this before you use it. This cake here is the exact same hank that I have here, just in cake form. So you can see what it looks like in a hank, in a cake, and in my swatch. I love the way the colors look in this swatch, and it's absolutely beautiful stitch definition with the 2-ply twist, which is my favorite kind of fingering weight yarn when it has that gorgeous 2-ply twist to it. I think it just makes the prettiest stitch definition, and you can see in this swatch how gorgeous it works up. So Hawthorne is absolutely perfect for garments, shawls, whatever you want to make with it. I think this yarn would be absolutely stunning, and the color combinations will give you so much inspiration for your next project. The last yarn I'm going to share with you is Stroll. Stroll is 75% fine superwash merino wool and 25% nylon. It's machine wash gentle and tumble dry low, which makes it another really easy to care for yarn. Stroll is super soft and squishy, and I just absolutely love this yarn for so many different projects. It comes in a variety of different colors, and I'm going to share a few of those favorites with you right now. The skein that I'm holding is one of the heathered colors, but it also comes in solids and tweed. These 50-gram skeins have 231 yards each. They're perfect for so many different projects because you can just pull it right out of the box and use it. But Stroll also comes in tonals and hand-painted colorways. Now these yarns come in hanks, so again, you're going to need to be able to hand wind these or use a ball winder in Swift. I personally love this tonal shade. I think it would be gorgeous for so many different projects and be super fun to pair with some of the different hand-painted yarns as well. Now, if you're not really sure what colorway you want, or maybe you just want to make something fun and striped with lots of different colors, Stroll tonals also come in mini packs with little mini hanks like this. So each pack comes with 5 different 20-gram hanks that are perfect to use because they come in beautiful coordinating colors. Now let's look at a little swatch of Stroll. This swatch shows off how beautiful Stroll really is. The stitches look gorgeous, it's soft, it's going to drape beautifully, and I just love the way it works up. As I was using it, I noticed how well Stroll just glided on my hook and it seemed like the stitches worked up effortlessly. Whether you're looking for something in a solid color with tweed or mixing up different colors, you'll find the perfect combination with Stroll yarn. I truly don't think you can go wrong with this one for any type of project because Stroll is the best of all the worlds put together. I wanted to do a quick side-by-side comparison of each of the swatches next to each other so you could see the slight differences between the yarns. On the left we have Pallet, Hawthorne, and Stroll. Now, my eye immediately goes to Hawthorne because I love the 2-ply texture and how it gives a little bit of extra pop to these stitches and a beautiful texture for the swatch. I think Stroll has the perfect classic yarn look that's just simple and beautiful for any type of project. And what I love the most about Pallet is that it has that classic wool look to it, which really gives a timeless look and it's perfect for heirloom projects. I think any of these yarns are beautiful and it's easy to see why they're my top 3 favorites. I hope you like one of them and that you find the perfect yarn for your next project. I hope you enjoyed seeing a few of my favorite fingering weight yarns. Now I want to show you a couple of ideas for pattern inspiration. The first pattern I want to share with you is my amble shawl. My amble shawl is one of my most loved patterns and it uses 3 hanks of fingering weight yarn. This one is easy and simple, but it's so much fun to make and even more fun to style and wear. The next pattern I want to show you is my Venture Shawl. My Venture Shawl pattern comes out on July 1st and this one uses mini skeins or you can use full-size hanks or just mix and match from your stash. Either way you're going to need about 1,200 yards for this pattern. Now before we go, I want you to leave a comment with your favorite yarn from this video and if you've got a pattern in mind, be sure to share it in the comments as well. If you like this type of video, be sure to like and subscribe and I'll see you next time.